Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. You can call us Black Santas if you want to. We ain't bringing you no damn gifts. It's your boy, me. It's your boy, Larry, the living legend. Merry Christmas, my brother. How you feeling tonight?
Man, I'm feeling jolly. You know?
Jolly. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. You guys
are they popping up?
You're getting a special treat tonight. Look.
Oh, look at that.
What's happening, man?
The whole crew has to come through for Christmas.
Man, I'll tell you what, man. We began the year with the whole crew, and now we ending the year with the whole crew. Merry Christmas, my brother. How you feeling?
Yeah.
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I was just checking out that little Wonder Woman, just watching the end of that. Everybody had just renounced their wishes, so I said, okay, let me go ahead and shoot down here real quick.
Okay. So because I've got all you guys in the same building, yeah. I do have one story I'm gonna add to the mix, and that's this whole fiasco on Christmas Day in Nashville, Tennessee. In case you all haven't been aware, or you haven't seen the news because you've been enjoying your families, social distancing, we had an explosion. An RV camper. Whoa! Be more careful.
Man.
Lord, I'm going to get right back to you in a second. Be more careful, but let me set the story up. We had an RV camper explode in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. It ain't too many brothers driving campers. And I'm going to get back to the story in a second after I acknowledge Be More Careful. My brother, Be More Careful, y'all. He's followed me for stocks. He's been following me since back when we was doing streaming videos. This brother has been dedicated to the craft of what we push on this show, Larry and T-Stream.
Put that up on the screen.
Life game. Yeah, I'm going to show it to everybody. And I just want to tell this brother, thank you. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. And because of this huge super chat, you get two funny videos. And the first one is an old classic. And it goes a little something just like this. It should definitely have you laughing.
Don't you like popsicles?
What?
I said, don't you like popsicles?
What?
I said, don't you like popsicles?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Okay. So that's one for such a huge super chat. Now here's the other one that is a more holiday friendly one. T-Streams hasn't seen this one yet, but me and Larry, we laugh every time we see somebody butcher a turkey in this manner.
Not deserve this type of care though. What's she gonna do that look? I love potato. She trying to stuff it balls deep on y'all. Oh no, girl, we is lactose. We all need all that cheese. Karen, just Uber Eats me. She's gonna try, look at her. She don't cross the legs like it's on the motherboard at church. Girl, that shit ain't innocent. You done raped the whole turkey. Melted blood. That's for 4 hours. Oh, look at it.
Man, that thing look vulgar. It looked like they were violating the turkey, boy.
Man, I'm telling you, that turkey looks like a Doritos Locos Tacos, what they sell at Taco Bell. Ain't nobody turkey supposed to be looking like no Dorito chip. T-Streams, would you take a nibble on that turkey?
Man, I might just be curious though.
Probably not, man. I don't know. I stuff my turkey with onions and celery and stuff like that.
What the? Oh Lord, have mercy, Lord.
He wanted to make sure it was an even bill.
Oh my Lord, I feel like Fred Sanford. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go through them real quick. First, my man Buzz, when I come to Virginia, me and you getting up because you've been faithful. And when I say faithful, I mean almost every other stream you post something for this channel. We greatly appreciate it. Me and Larry and T-Streams, we keep coming back because you and this young lady right here who just posted $51, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! I don't know if she really doing that for me and Larry per se, or is it for the good-looking T-Streams? Either way, I don't give a damn because when T Streams ain't here, she shows up, she shows out.
Yes,
She's
she
followed
does.
us. She has followed us for all the advice we've given on stock. She's followed us for politics. She's followed us for power. And we want to say thank you, Buzz. Thank you, Tressa C. And we will continue to bring you guys life gains in 2021. And because of your faithful donations, we've got to give you guys 2 videos too. I know this one is for Buzz because Buzz is into this thing. This one's for him.
I represent the rent is too damn high party. Playing the silly game. It's not going to happen. The rent too damn high movement. The people I'm here to represent can't afford to pay their rent. Listen, someone's stomach, child stomach just growled. Did you hear it? Rent is too damn high.
Oh, goodness gracious.
You live in New York, that rent is too damn high. If you live in New
Too
York.
damn high. No doubt.
And for my girl Tressa C, because you decided not to make this practice, I got to give you this one.
When you just talk about practice, we sitting here, I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice. Practice? We're talking about practice, man. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.
Practice. Practice.
Tressa ain't talking about practice. She talking about super chat. Buzz talking about super chat. Be more careful talking about super chat. And Merry Christmas and thank you guys for coming and showing us some love. Fellas, let's get into this story. If you missed it today, there was a terrorist attack. I don't want to hear all this.
A terrorist attack, a white terrorist attack.
Yes, I don't want to hear none of this intentional bull job. It was a terrorist attack, ladies and gentlemen. Make no bones about it. Here's a replay of what went down, and we're going to break it down for what they're not talking about.
More information coming in now from Nashville. Local authorities just gave a press conference. I want you to listen to part of it.
Before 6 o'clock this morning, the police department received a call of a suspicious vehicle on 2nd Avenue North outside the AT&T building. An officer responded and after assessing the vehicle had reason to call our hazardous devices unit. The hazardous devices unit was en route to the downtown area when an explosion linked to that vehicle took place at 6:30. The explosion was significant, as you can see from the street there on 2nd Avenue. Now, the police department, its federal partners, the FBI, ATF, are conducting a large-scale investigation to this point. We do believe that the explosion was an intentional act. Our federal partners continue to join us here at the scene this morning, and this investigation will be taking place throughout the day. Our police officers, with the assistance of the Tennessee Highway Patrol, are conducting a shutdown, if you will, of the downtown area while we assess this entire situation. So traffic in the downtown area from the interstate system, really, and in the immediate downtown area is going to be restricted as our teams attempt to assess exactly what's taken place, who may be involved, etc. That's all the information I have for you at this point.
A couple of very key points that I think we've already have heard from the police there in Nashville is that they got a call for a suspicious vehicle. It was still dark out. The sun had not risen, and the police were on scene. They were responding, and when the officer got there, he or she noticed something suspicious. They were calling in for perhaps the bomb squad to come in, the hazardous material team, that would be the bomb squad, to come in and help them out. And some time after that, there was this explosion. So it's significant. So they have some, pieces of information. They perhaps, where this call came from. Was it intentional to try and set up the police? That is something they're going to be looking at. But I just can't wrap my mind around the amount of damage that we're seeing here. The other thing I should point out is that right now it appears that they don't have anyone in custody, that this explosion is linked to an RV, a vehicle that was placed there. It does not appear that they have anyone in custody, so it would seem that whoever did this left the vehicle there and left Allison.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, fellas, let's just talk about everything that's going on in this country. You have a president who is inciting violence. You have half the country believing and ready to take the streets because they think that their president was robbed in this election. You've got that spinning. And we've already seen that the QAnon crew and these people that support President Trump are willing to try to kidnap a governor. You know about that, don't you, T-Streams?
Yeah.
And let's just put this into a crystal ball here. How many black friends y'all got that drive RV campers? I mean, I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just asking. Okay. And then my next question would be, how many of y'all got black friends that drive RV campers to Nashville, Tennessee? Okay.
Come on, man.
Okay. Well, here's the other problem. Whoever done this, the perfect place to take a RV would be somewhere like Nashville. It would be somewhere like a where they have NASCAR events. It would be somewhere like that where the police would let them drive freely. I don't care if the thing is smoking, ruining, EPA violation. They'll just let them ride the RV wherever the hell they want. But the scary part to me is, fellas, and then I'll give it to you. Whoever done this, he knew it wasn't going to be a populated area 6 o'clock in the morning on Christmas.
Yeah.
The only thing that I can think of, and I've seen this in other countries, is either this was a setup for the police or this was a setup for another plot that they want to do. So maybe this was a test run to see if this RV thing down here in Nashville would work. Because if you're in Rome doing as Romans do, driving an RV in Nashville, for crying out loud, nobody's going to stop you. No one's going to think twice about a parked camper in downtown Nashville.
Right.
If I can get away with this now, who's to say I can't do this somewhere else where most of Trump-type people would congregate? Having said that, T-Streams, I'm going to give it to you first.
Yeah, I'm leaning more on this. I'm leaning, though both options could be 100% accurate. I'm more so leaning towards the plot to sort of do harm to the police by, calling it in, then having, if I understand correctly, the vehicle was actually giving off a 15-minute alert or something like that. They had some type of audio system on the inside that was actually warning people that, hey, there's a bomb in this. And so I'm leaning more towards the whole idea to get police and folks there to check the area out, then to detonate or something like that, than I would be somebody doing a test run. The only reason I say that is probably because if that was your test run, you done blew it, because they about to lock so much stuff down and change a few things up while they do that. I mean, unless you go into another place, but I think where they slipped up at is, I checked it out as soon as I saw what you had put in our little private chat, and they actually said that camper, that brand or that year of camper is actually identifiable. It's an older camper. Yeah. They'll likely, so they'll likely trace it. They'll likely be able to trace it back to someplace. So maybe somebody made a little goof. They had a pretty good bomb, but maybe they made a little bit too many mistakes for what they was trying to do. But is either way is jacked up. It's terrible. It's so much stuff going on right now. Why is the need for all these domestic terrorists? Why do they feel the need to continue to tear stuff up? I mean, I don't understand it, but people think differently. That we live in a world where people really think differently and jacked up.
Yeah. All right, Larry, before I give it to you, let me admonish Avery Adams. I appreciate you, fam. This is for you. You've been sticking by this channel hardcore for a year as well. And so for all that love, I'm going to give this one to you because it fits into what we're talking about. Take a laugh when the head explodes.
What, you don't think I can write them books? Just because I'm blind don't mean I'm dumb.
How could this have happened? A black white supremacist.
Show us your face. We want to see your face. Who said that? You want to see my face?
Clayton, go on, brother.
He was the only Negro we'd ever had around here. So we figured we'd make it easier on Clayton by just telling him and all the other blind kids that he was white.
Don't be afraid.
Avery, my man, I appreciate it. And I promise you guys I will have more video funnies next year to keep this thing going. Having said that, my brother Larry, speak on this. Me and you been black conscious, trying to tell people what's going on, even when T-Strings haven't been here. Speak on this, my brother. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is a test run for a number of things. One, I think it's a test run to see, if they're going to try and disrupt some events around the time that they certify the electoral college vote on January 6th.
That's what I'm thinking. Something like that. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Because, like I said, if you take this camper to a place where people bring campers, it's going to be hard. I don't see the police stopping every camper looking at it. They should. Because, like I told my wife, had this been a black type of vehicle, oh man, good Lord have mercy. That you wouldn't even be able to drive a camper today. But go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, I think it's probably something like that, probably a test run. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a number of these attacks over the course of the next 4 years, because you have Donald Trump out there constantly saying that this election was stolen from him when we know that it wasn't. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see these white terrorists out there, attacking different parts of the country because they believe that, that Donald Trump was robbed. And when you don't have, when you don't have any Republicans out there pushing back against that message, when you only have maybe one or two, and you don't have the vast majority of them speaking in one unified voice saying, no, this was a legitimate election and the results are fair and everything went as the country and as the Constitution deemed it should. When you don't have that, you have a bunch of people out there thinking that somehow they have been disenfranchised and the Constitution was set aside, and now they're feeling like they have the right to go because these people are already always talking about all their guns and fighting tyranny and being able to shuck off a tyrannical government, and now they're going to feel like they're justified in doing so because they're going to feel like the election wasn't legitimate to begin with. And that's just complete and utter bogusness. I mean, if any election wasn't legitimate, was the last one that when Trump won, because we had the Russians putting their finger on the scale, But I'll be honest with you, it's saddening to me and it's scary at the same time. But I fully expect we're going to see a number of attacks like this over the course of the next 4 years during the Biden administration. I think we're just going to see more and more and more of this. The only way I think we're not going to see this is if Biden really tells the DOJ and the FBI to crack down on these people hard. Like, forget all this stuff about being gentle with white terrorism. They do that all the time. Right now, if they thought that anybody associated with that bomb was named Mohammed or Akbar or any hint of a Middle Eastern Muslim name, they would have called this terrorism in a heartbeat. If it had anything to do with black people, they would have had Black Lives Matter just plastered over the media everywhere. But because it's white people, they're up there using little keywords, little trigger phrases to let us know that these are white people, and it's not to pay any attention. Like an intentional explosion. When in the hell have you ever heard of a bombing being called an intentional explosion? That's some straight up bull. I mean, let's just be real. There was a white terrorist that set off an explosion and killed people in Nashville. You need to stop just stop BSing and call it what it is. It was white terrorism. It was white terrorism.
Larry, when they flash intentional, I looked over to Chris. I was like, okay, when does something explode to this magnitude and it's not intentional? Like, what the
yeah.
Come on, man. What the hell, man? Come on.
When is it not intentional?
Yeah,
of course it's intentional.
Yeah, it's completely intentional. And ladies and gentlemen, protect yourself. Watch your back. Watch for suspicious stuff. You see something crazy, make phone calls, get away. I hope that what we will see is the next time we see something happen where people are trying to take T. Streams as governor, or we see more acts like this, that when we have the new administration, they will go after these people harder than what just happened with the guy who claimed to be the law and order president. And there are so many of these type of crimes that nothing was done about. Hopefully he'll go after these people and we can get some justice, man. But watch your back, people. Watch your back.
Hey, Mom, I see my mom out.
Hey, Miss Todd, how you doing down there?
I will say this: if you having some troubles protecting yourself, call Uncle Streams. We gonna help you out. We is not buying that bull crap. I'm telling you, we're not buying that bull crap. I was looking at an article and I can't remember. I've been trying to find it. I was watching it 2-3 days ago, reading it 2-3 days ago, and they was talking about some supremacist group that was charging some leader. He was charging his people to go to the inauguration and, mobbed out in Biden gear and get tickets by any means necessary and to go and create havoc and all this other kind of stuff. And I was like, man, is this really, really what we coming to? But, I've been saying all year, when I've been with you guys and when I hadn't been with you guys, hey, protect yourself, arm yourself, because when they come with that bull, y'all better be ready.
Yeah, it's sad because
he ain't never far away. He ain't never far away. I'm telling you. And if you like that, they ain't never far away. I'm gonna give you a choice. Do not come around with the bull crap. We gonna handle.
Oh my God, man, this is not funny, man. But my man.
Man, I'm sorry, Mama, but I'm telling you. Look, man, I'm telling you, it's gonna get to the point. It's gonna get to the point where they already trying to finesse things through brute force, and then they're trying to finagle laws and stuff to entrap and to put us in bondage even more. And it seems like as far as we should be progressing or how we assume we should have progressed, hell, it's getting ready to be 2021. I mean, you really can't tell because the mindset of some of these folks ain't changed. And so, hey, so they tried all these other ways. And I think the only thing that they have left to do now is to straight try to just take by force and rewind the hands of time. But I'm not going back. Not easy. And so,
I mean, they still going to do what they've been doing the whole time, lying, polluting people's brain, got people think conspiracies that ain't really legitimately happening, and got people believing that when you find a mistake in the news media, that constitute that the whole thing is wrong. That's what we're dealing with. And then you're dealing with people who think they're so fucking smart that they see something we can't see. Yeah. When we've got some serious problems, and all the problems is coming from Agent Orange. He's taking the Democrats by hostage. Now he's taking the Republicans by hostage because they wouldn't support him in saying that the election was rigged. So to throw a bone in their face, he wants to give the people $2,000. Now, do y'all really think that man want to give people $2,000? He could have been said months ago, go with Nancy Pelosi's bill that calls for $2,000 checks. He ain't do that. All of a sudden, now he wants to do it after the election is over because he's mad at Mitch McConnell and he's mad at some of the Republicans. And now he wants to throw $2,000, not because he cares about the people, but because he wants to get at the Republican Party. As simple as that. Yeah. Simple as that. So, but we'll move on. Be safe, people. And Larry, I'm going to give this first one to you. It's Wonder Woman time. And I think both of you gentlemen have seen the movie, correct?
I saw it. Yeah, I just finished watching it.
Well, y'all going to be mad with me because I don't really have a whole lot nice to say. But before we go, shout out to the old sponsor, View TV. Check them out at viewmedia.tv. Let's take a look at the clip of some of the action from Wonder Woman. Then we're going to break it down. I'm going to tell you why I wasn't a big fan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Wonder Woman 1984. It started out kind of similar to the last movie, where they went to the backstory of Diana as a child. And fellas, I honestly like that part. I think they should do either a TV series or a movie about her early upbringings in Themyscira, and maybe even do a movie about her mom messing around with the gods that helped create this young lady. And just to get along with the story, Wonder Woman gets on. She's working at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. And this is Barbara. This is one of the villains in the movie. And she meets Barbara because there is another stone. Fellas, I'm going to just keep this thing real with y'all. I'm going to show y'all this damn stone. I'm going to keep this thing real with y'all. If you're going to have a movie with a stone that gives powers, and it's not called Marvel Infinity Wars, Infinity Stones, Thanos is getting it, your movie better be good as hell. It better be good as let me tell you something. This was not good enough for a movie where a stone is going to give you powers. Leave that to Marvel. So people touch this damn stone, and whatever you wish for, ladies and gentlemen, it comes true, but with a caveat. You also lose something when you make your wish and it comes true. So as we go through the movie, of course, you guys know Diana made a wish. She touched the damn stone. She wished for her boyfriend, Steve, to come back. So Steve came back reincarnated in this brother right here. There is Steve right there. And Barbara, poor thing, poor little geek, played by my girl, Kristen Wiig. She played Barbara, and she made a wish, and her wish was that she could be cool and have all the things Diana have. Only catch is she didn't know that Diana was the princess of Themyscira and had these powers. And then we had one more antagonist in this movie. My man right here, this brother plays in a whole lot of movies. This is Pedro Pascal. He was Maxwell Lord in the movie, and his whole mission was to be a powerful oil tycoon. And he gets his hands on the damn stone. And what does he wish for, ladies and gentlemen? This brother wished to become the stone. He wants to be the, oh my God. So to get on with the story, Diana needs to find the stone so she can reverse everything. And while Diana is going through that, she finds out that Kristen Wiig has the powers of Diana. They get into a fight. Fight scene wasn't all that great to me. Diana uses her lasso a lot in this movie. I personally thought they overused that damn lasso too much. And then we get on where they go into the backstory of how she gets into this outfit, and I'll let one of the other fellas cover that. But overall, fellas, I didn't really care for the movie. The acting was fine. The villain was weak as hell to me. Max Lord was a weak ass villain. Kristen Wiig being Cheetah, she was Cheetah for like 5 minutes at the end of the movie. And my other gripe about this movie, it was just too damn long. And I'm going to coin a phrase for y'all. Y'all have heard the term romantic comedy, haven't you, fellas? Rom-coms.
Rom-coms.
They call them rom-coms. I'm going to coin the phrase rom-he because this was a romantic hero movie. Simple and plain. Having said those things, I would rate this movie no higher than a 6. Thank God you could watch it on HBO. Larry, I give the floor to you first.
Yeah, I have to agree. I feel like that.
What?
This movie, huh?
What?
Yeah.
I just knew you was going to take me to task.
No. No, I feel like it wasn't the worst movie in the world, no doubt. And I always enjoy seeing Gal Gadot. She's a blazer. I actually really like her as Wonder Woman. But the movie just wasn't that good because, like you said, it didn't really have a strong villain. I mean, you had this guy, and here's the thing: it's like they tried to do the sort of same formula that they do with Superman, where you may have like the human villain being in like Lex Luthor, and then you have like the super powered villain, and in this case being Minerva or Cheetah. But the problem with that whole storyline with Minerva and Cheetah is that through that whole there was only one real boss battle fight, and in that fight the entire time, Wonder Woman was never trying to kill her. She was never trying to take her out. The entire time she was trying to save her. She kept on asking her, please don't make me do this. Stop. Just renounce your wish. She was trying to save her. And so it's kind of like she was fighting with one hand behind her back. She was never getting busy. It wasn't like she was fighting like she was Deadpool, just going ham on people. And so like the one boss battle wasn't even really a boss battle, I mean, it just wasn't, like the battle with Steppenwolf, that was a boss battle,
and even that was weak, but this was weaker.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, it was okay. It was okay. It was a little sad, the whole thing with her having to walk away and lose her dude again. And it's just, it was just okay. Like, I mean, part of me is like, she can fly. So part of me wonders, like, why does she even need the invisible jet? It's just,
well,
I don't know. And I mean, it could have been better. And I'll be honest with you. Here's the thing that makes me wonder about all of this stuff with Warner Brothers and sending everything to HBO Max. I know that the Directors Guild was all up in arms about this. But here's the thing. If this is the quality that we are going to expect from these first run movies going from Warner Brothers straight to HBO Max, I mean, in all honestly, they should be happy. The Directors Guild should be happy that they have a good platform to send these movies to, because these movies should not be, I mean, obviously Wonder Woman is supposed to be a big tentpole movie. This movie would have crashed in the movie theater. People would have saw this movie and they would have flamed it. Like, it's one thing when you're watching this sitting at home and you're watching it basically for free because it's on a service that you're already paying for. But if you have to go to a movie theater and go pay $15, $18, $20, and then you have to go pay another $12 to get your popcorn and soda, so now you're in for it for like $30 or something, and then the movie is just mediocre at best, people are going to be pissed. They're going to come out and say this was garbage, don't see it, and that word gets out real quick. And I honestly think they're better off with this movie streaming than had gone to the theaters. And if Warner Brothers is putting out this same caliber of movie, if this was supposed to be their tentpole, and this was the highest caliber one they have out, I mean, the rest of them are going to be even more disappointing.
You got that right. T-Streams, I was highly disappointed. Now we want to hear, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to have to stand in agreement as well. At best, it was meh. I think, when you think of a movie that on the scale that this should have been, this one, it horribly fell short for me. I think they tried too hard to make it too much of, they romanticize it a little too much for me. for it to be like a superhero movie. And when I agree, the choice of villains, the magnitude of how that was put together was it wasn't really captivating to me. I mean, yeah, she was swinging her lasso and jumping on through the air and swinging through lightning bolts and all this other kind of stuff. But when it came down to the nitty gritty, she defeated the main villain by being crouched over in the corner with her lasso tied around his ankle, crying. And so that wasn't heroic that wasn't heroic enough for me, considering that Diana is the woman with no father whose mother formed her out of clay and Zeus breathed life into her. I'm thinking that I was getting ready to come out and bang, but I knew it was going to be something in the mix when they came up and said Wonder Woman 84. So I just, when I first realized that was going to be the title, I sort of knew that it was going to be, it was going to be.
I'll tell you what, T-Strains, I'll tell you what would have made this movie dope. If towards the end, when they were having that boss battle with Cheetah and her, if Cheetah would have been getting it in, just straight whooping her tail, and right when it looked like Diana was going to lose, here comes Nubia. That would have been dope. That would have been dope right there. Boy. That would have been dope. It would have been a perfect introduction for her character, and people would have been geeked all the way up. All the way up.
But see, the problem with that, Larry, that would have helped, but it still wouldn't have done nothing for the magnitude of the overall rating of the movie, because it was just too long. The villains was terrible. I mean, honestly, we were supposed to be more invested in Max Lord than we was in Cheetah, and I was more invested in Cheetah than I was Max Lord. But
here's what that would have done. If they would have brought Nubia in at the end and saved her, it would have had, even if it didn't do much to save the overall rating of this movie, it would have had people excited to see the next one, because they would have been like, oh snap, they finally introduced her character. It's here. We're going to actually get to see a movie with Diana and Nubia together. But now what they do, I mean, not to spoil too much, but it's like what they do. They introduced what's her name? Linda Carter as what's her name? Astaria, whatever her name is.
She was the warrior that first wore this outfit that protected Themyscira from men, and they thought she was dead. Linda Carter pops up at the very end, post-credit, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not going to tell you what she did.
But let's be real. It was cool seeing her. It was a nice gimmick, but nobody's checking for her to watch this, to watch a whole new movie. No one's checking for her to see a whole new movie with her. I mean, if they would have introduced that new character, that would have been dope. If they would have had Nubia in there, that would have been dope. But they didn't.
And if he was under 30, you might not know who Linda Carter was anyway.
Oh yeah,
most likely you don't know.
You got to be a hardcore comic fan, and they try to make these movies not just for hardcore fans. Try to make them for the broad swath. Yeah. Most people don't know who Linda Carter is. Let me put Linda Carter back on the screen. I mean, this is before I was born. Wonder Woman was out. This is like late 1978, 79. I wasn't even born then. But this is the old Wonder Woman right there. And man,
you make us feel
that was the Wonder Woman I grew up on.
Man, ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know, man. I'm not dogging it. I'm not gonna say it's garbage. I know some people are saying it's terrible, it's garbage. I'm not gonna go that far. It wasn't like it was garbage. I'll put it like this. This is what this proves to me, that the first Wonder Woman was just a DC anomaly. It was a blip on the radar. It was an anomaly. And now DC is back to their regular garbage ass movies. That's what it is.
Well, Larry, before
that's what it is. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, Marvel makes great live action movies, and DC simply doesn't. And they made a great one with the first Wonder Woman, and that was an anomaly. And now they're back to doing their regular thing.
So, Larry, this movie was directed by Patty Jenkins, who directed the last movie. Writing credits go to Patty Jenkins, Jeff Johns, Dave Callman, and guess who helped produce the story? Patty Jenkins, Jeff Johns, and Gal Gadot. I think that's where your problem comes from.
Yeah.
I think that's where
It
your
just
problem.
wasn't. I mean, let's just be real. This movie should have been grittier. It should have been more bang around. There should have been more fights in there. I mean, I get why they like having the whole human villain on one end. Fine, do that. We need a real super villain. You want to have a superhero movie? Give us a real super villain. Somebody that can really throw blows with our superhero, that challenges them, makes them have to fight and really want it. We didn't get any of that. This was
almost a love movie. And the way they've been hyping this movie up for literally 2 years, I think that adds to the disappointment because they have literally been hyping this thing. And I think Larry said it best Wednesday. Larry said he didn't really understand or see how being in 1984 was going to help the story. And I gotta admit, it didn't do anything for the story. It didn't. Was we supposed to feel something about Steve coming back, flying airplanes in 1984 versus if they just done it nowadays, him flying a plane now? That wouldn't have changed anything about the story.
Maybe it was a fanny pack.
I mean, hey, but T-Streams, he can go to Europe and get a man bag. That take care of the fanny pack.
I mean, they should have done it in today's time because it would have just simply made it probably a less expensive film to make because you don't have to go and make everything time appropriate. You could have just had it set in today's date and it would have made it a less expensive film to make. It was a gimmick, didn't work. Yeah. I think the whole movie was sort of gimmicky. It wasn't bad. It was interesting to watch. Gal Gadot's as hot as ever, but it's just they needed a real villain. They didn't give us one, and I hope the next movie, if they're gonna need to give us a real villain. So
right, and DC and Warner Brothers, if you're gonna put a movie together that has a damn stone that give people powers, you better make that bitch good next time because we done seen a classic that had stones giving people's powers, and this damn stone. You gave someone powers who really ain't know what the hell he was doing. He was a horrible villain. But fellas, give your ratings, then we're gonna move on so we can get ready to get on up out of here. T-Stream, you first.
Man, 5.
Okay. Larry?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say just because it was still a visually interesting movie. I'll give it a 6.5, 7.
I'm with Larry. I'm gonna give it at least a 6 because it was visually beautiful. The cinematography was great. The actors were fine, but the storylines I really wasn't feeling. Action I wasn't feeling. It was too long, and the villains just didn't compel me enough to make the movie good. And when you try to have these horrible villains, and then you try to stick in there a rom-he, which I'm coining the phrase, romantic hero movie, it doesn't sit well. So if you're going to have a rom-hero movie, you need to have a compelling villain who threatens the love interest. That didn't happen. And before we get out of here, fellas, my folk Larry got to dip on out of here. Larry, we appreciate you coming on through, brother. Only thing we're doing now is talking about power, and then we up out of here.
All right, y'all. It's been real. Merry Christmas to everybody. I gotta go. Thank you so much. It's been fun. And I guess we'll be back on Monday, right?
Monday we'll do it. Merry Christmas, my brother. Enjoy your time.
Skins, Larry.
Say it again.
Yeah, check out a movie on Netflix called Skins.
I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, I saw that look crazy. I actually went into my Netflix queue and saved it. So I went and added it to my queue.
Yeah, man. T-Stream's got something on his Facebook, y'all. That mess looks nuts.
It does. It looks crazy. It looks crazy.
So, all right, Larry, be safe, man. Keep your
eyes I'll see you guys.
We'll see
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, T-Stream, it's the last subject, brother. It's me and you. You know, we go way back, and we talking about some power. Everybody's ready for power to come on this weekend.
Yes.
And it's going to be episode 9. So I want me and you to make final predictions on what you think is going to happen after we watch the trailer. And then T-Streams, a new picture surfaced of something. A new picture has surfaced, T-Streams, of something going on in episode 9 that we haven't seen in the trailer. But let's take a look at the trailer first.
When they want us to roll with Tariq, fine. I'll take over the street.
Nashville is hot right now, thanks to King.
You don't say that name anymore.
I'm just saying, I think we should wait until our eyes are off of us.
The fact is that a gangbanger was murdered by a killer skilled enough to make it look like an accident.
You need to slow down.
I'm not a monster, I swear.
You are a monster. The sooner you accept it, the better off you'll be.
So, ladies and gentlemen, before I reveal to you this new picture, be sure to go check out these fellas right here, viewmedia.tv, if you have any streaming and TV service needs. T-Streams, this picture right here dropped on one of the streaming platforms. This picture right here. You got Tariq and you got Diana ducking down. Diana looking like somebody's about to drill a hole in her teeth. And Tariq got that scary as hell look on his face. But if you look closely, T-Streams, that is glass on Diana, that is glass on the floor, and that is glass on Tariq. Now, in the trailer, we did figure this out. Somebody with nails is sticking up Drew. But guess what, T-Streams? They sticking up Diana, and she's got on the same outfit. We see her on the floor with Reek.
That's interesting.
Who is sticking up the Monet and the Tejada family to the point where they got Reek and Diana on the floor with busted glass? T-Streams.
That's a good one, man. Ooh, that might have to be somebody different. Because the only
do you think it's the chick that's with Kane in the trailer?
Could be.
Okay.
It gotta be somebody. It gotta be somebody new. That's interesting right there. Because I can't see nobody else that's already in play that would sabotage them like that. I can't see, I can't see 2-Bit doing it. I can't see,
Look, Effie don't even have nails. Not like what we just seen in that clip. So yeah. I think we can eliminate her. So we'll just eliminate Effie. We know she ain't doing it. This is Spanky Mama. I don't know what her nails look like, but what reason would she have to roll up on anybody? So she definitely ain't in the picture. She ain't in it.
No.
So the only person I can think of, like you said, it's got to be somebody new, or it's got to be one of them chicks that Kane been messing with.
Gotta be whoever he was talking to when he was, when he was giving his little speech.
Yeah, definitely. And so, having said that, and we understand that that's coming with their storyline, it's going to be a complete shootout and a melee with them. I guess the question would be what is going to happen to my man Brayden?
Yeah, he'll come back. He'll come back around. I don't think their relationship is severed over that.
Mm-hmm.
It's what's going to probably end up happening. Tariq going to go ahead and be like, all right, man, let's do the cocaine. You can do it because he ain't gonna really fool with it, and probably let him sort of man that up. I don't think that he's out of the picture, not just yet.
No. But Brayden ain't going nowhere. I mean, his name is a keepsake on the school, for crying out loud. He basically can run the campus, and when you've got that kind of power and authority, you're going to try to wield it. So,
right.
But the thing is, they would have to do a whole new story to bring in someone else to do drugs with Brayden, unless they're going to bring in, team him up with 2-Bit or Kane. You would have to introduce a new character. So I don't see that happening. So I think either he's going to make up with Tariq or he's going to team up with somebody we've already seen. He ain't going to be no snitch. I don't see him being a snitch.
No.
And then I guess the last possibility I want to ask you, this grimy brother right here, 2-Bit, what we going to do about him? Because now he putting hot pressure on Tariq, looking like Chester child molester.
You got that Stevie J look. Oh,
that Master Splinter Ninja Turtle look.
Yeah. He's gonna be a nuisance, but I think they're gonna have to keep him close because really, he'll probably. I'm really thinking that him is going to be either he cancel out Kane or Kane is going to cancel out him. But I think those two personalities is probably why they're going to keep him around. He'll try to get that little bread up out of Tariq for the moment. But I think soon as that's done, Tariq is going to go ahead and have his little one-on-one talk with him, just like he had with Kane back in the day when the season first started. That's going to make him have a different point of view concerning Tariq, because at the end of the day, 2-Bit want bread.
Mm-hmm.
And so Tariq can help supply that if they work together. So he'll be a nuisance for another episode or so, and then he'll start coming back. He'll come back around.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see if the writers are going to take this where Kane and 2-Bit team up or they become adversaries in the streets. I think we all would rather see them become adversaries in the street, maybe get to a brawl with each other at some point in time. But I don't know. We'll see where the writers is trying to go with that one.
So if they put them together where they become business partners, then it immediately puts a conflict with Tariq and Monet, because Tariq is dealing with that side of the family. And so that would be interesting to see, because if they did, maybe they could flip it. I don't see anything good coming up out of it, but that would be real nice. It would be interesting to see how they would pull that off.
Right. And I would be interested to see how they pull that off. And last but not least, T-Stream, so we can get you on out of here, my man. Do you see Professor Punani and Professor Jabari Kelly teaming up to go against Tariq and Monet, because they done dug into their computers and they done seen the grimy business going on behind the scenes with both Zeke and Tariq?
No, I think actually it's going to probably frighten. It's going to probably frighten her, and I think she'll end up having a face-to-face with Monet, Monet essentially telling her, "Look, back down." But I think this dude right here, he's going to try to get too far in, because he's already he didn't already download. I think when we last left off, he was downloading the app.
Yeah, he did.
So he's trying to get too far in for the sake of his own gain. He want to see how this plays out for the whole purpose of selling his book. And I think his agent keeps saying, every time they show his agent or he have a phone call with him or face to face with him, he always say the same thing: how does it end? How does it end? The end in jail, the end. And I think that those are probably some type of innuendos, not really reflective of Tariq, but really on his own ending.
Oh man! So you
think
that he might be dying?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so I think the professor, I think she's going to get frightened from what she actually see, because she like, hey, she done already told the basketball player, look, I'm a professor, we can't do this and blah blah blah. But now when she see the influence of his backstory and who he associated with, I think that may calm her heels a little bit. But this chump, on the other hand, he trying to get deep undercover, as deep as he is, and I think he's gonna be pulled into their world and gonna be brought into the wrong place at the right time for me, and his ending will be there.
Dang. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you done heard it from the man himself, T-Stream. T-Stream bringing that fire, saying Jabari, is gonna get killed. And my girl, Professor Carrie, not Professor Lock and Key, not Professor Conjugal, is gonna survive this thing. And see here, is gonna survive this thing and be well off. Keep your eyes on this scene, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever's holding that gun with the nails got these two ducking down, broken glass everywhere. If it ain't about no money, then somebody don't care. So keep your eyes on that situation. We will all be back on Monday night to discuss what happened. I'll be doing my live stream with my wife sometime between 7 and 8 o'clock, whenever we can get the baby to go to bed. And T Streams, this was my baby's first Christmas, and this is what it looked like.
Oh.
She ain't know what to do.
Yeah.
She was so excited, so happy, just jumping around, looking at everything, wanting daddy to do all kinds of stuff, wanting mommy to do all kinds of stuff. She was very happy on this Christmas, and we was glad to see her smiling. So it made us smile, and that was it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming through, checking out me and the boy streams.
Hey.
Have a great Christmas, good weekend. Watch your back, mask up. Any closing words for the people, T Streams?
Nah, yeah, just be safe. You know, enjoy the rest of the holiday season. You know, we got New Year's coming up. I know some people are still going to try to squeeze out someplace. You know, I'd recommend that you stay home. If you do, please stay. You know, we got to get this under control because half folks ain't taking the vaccine. The other half is, you know, so right now we are divided. But the one common thing we do know, we got to get this shit over with. So please do your part. You know, just do your part, and you know, just play it safe. Have a great, safe holiday.
Great, safe holiday. To that next Sex is Hell video. We'll see you.
Peace.
Peace.